Hi, Lori here with a voice in the dark. Um, Tonight, I just wasn't really sure what to talk about, so I've asked the spirit to help. And so, with all the negativity and the violence and everything out there, I just want everyone to know that feel from your heart. Don't listen to the TV and all that crap. Um, if you can, just, kind of unplug for a while. TV, radio, that kind of radio, I guess you can keep a little bit, because I don't think I could go without music. But even then, I notice I'm turning it off sometimes, because we do need stillness. And the energies that are on the planet right now are extremely high vibration. And what I mean by high vibration is, I mean they are more filled with love. Uh, I don't know how spiritual you are, don't really care. I mean, that's up to you and God. I am only supposed to deliver messages, and so I'm going to try to deliver some tonight. The energies that are coming on to the planet are to help us ascend. And it isn't like we're going to all of a sudden, rise up in the air and go to heaven. That's not how it works. What it does happen is that as we grow and allow our hearts to be more open and enlarged, and more positive, and you don't have to be happy all the time. That's not the thing. Life is life. It's still going to happen. We're still going to feel things, but it's learning to control our feelings more and to do what we can to change the things we can, and the things we cannot, we leave it to the universe, to God. God is all it is, source. And we do our best to be giving and sharing and of our time, not just our money, but our time. And I'm learning to do that all over again. And we aren't victims. I need everyone to know that we are not victims. These are lessons. They're lessons on learning what we like and what we don't like, what works and what doesn't work. And our world is based on, this whole dimension is, there goes my nose, that it's based on a mirror effect. So whatever we're feeling deep inside, those negative talk, negative feelings, or feeling like a victim and all that, whatever it is, and we're good at hiding it, so you're going to have to really look for it to figure out that, oh, that's something I feel inside, because it's what we feel is what's appearing in our reality, in each one of us's reality. And there is a huge collective that has been through a lot of abuse, and abuse from all scales and sizes and types, which is a bloody shame, but they have. And so we're seeing the remnants of these different types of deep feelings about violence. And we need to start addressing our own personal issues. It's not easy. I'll be the first to admit it. But when you do, and as you take a good look at yourself, you might just find that you love yourself even more, and you'll start letting those things go. You'll let them pop up, and you'll look at it and say, I don't really feel that way about myself. So let's change the perspective on it and move on. as you do this, and it becomes natural to just see it when it comes up, um, and then you can, put a new perspective on it, a new spin, however you want. We do create our own reality. The thing is nobody knew that. We weren't taught that from being a child. So you're learning now, and you're learning quickly because the universe is sped up. And so you're going to be learning quickly. And, well, you need to go inward. We're all directly connected to God. God is all that is, source, or whatever here. Whatever you want to call it, it's all the same. But we have a right to call it what we want, and we have a right to worship it the way we want. But tuning into it within ourselves is going to be this. It's the same techniques as it is for anyone. It's meditation, and it's feelings, feeling the feelings, especially the ones you bury. I mean, you bury it when you get abused. And I promised I wouldn't do this with my nose when I was on video. Sorry, but it's really bothering me now. That's probably because I didn't want to talk about all this tonight, but we're going to talk about it anyway. Abuse tends to make us either go inward and wake up all our psychic abilities that spiritual gifts, you might want to call it, because we're hiding from the pain, or whatever it is. We know it's wrong, and we don't want to see it, we don't want to be in it, and we don't sometimes remember it. However, you don't need to. Not anymore. There's so many rules that are changing now because everything's speeding up. What you do need to feel is that there's something wrong with an action that you're performing all the time, whether it's an addiction, sex, it could be anything. Smoking, I still smoke. It's hard to get rid of. But in time I will. The thing is, I don't want anyone to know. I mean, I don't want anyone out there to think that they're alone. And we have all kinds of angels and spirit guides and ancestors that have passed over, generations of them, that are cheering us on. They see what we're going through. The things we went through and we're going through, they help us expand the universe. We were willing to come here and feel some of these really harsh things so that we knew we didn't like it and didn't want it. And we did it in such a way that it expanded the universe to know something more about itself and to produce something more and more online what we would want. I don't want anyone to think that everything we're doing is for nothing. It is for something grander than we could ever imagine. We're helping God. We're helping the universe. And when we pass over, we forget about being here. We forget about it. And we go up and we review. But when we review from the other side, we're reviewing from spirit. And spirit sees it totally different. They see it the way I'm explaining it. And I just want you to know that you're not alone. And call on God anytime you want, because He never has a busy signal, ever. And He has more than enough angels and people that there's always an answer being brought to you. And I want you to play with the universe. I want you to play with God. I want you to tell God. I want you to talk to Him, and I want you to be real. And we're always told not to test God to make sure He's listening and all that. But I'm telling you, that's bogus. I did it. And he answered me immediately. He uses people. He uses all of us, because we're physically here. But the point is that we always get an answer. And so play with the universe, ask them to prove themselves that you want to know that they're listening, and ask them to do this or that. Don't get it real complicated. I know that some of you brainiacs out there, high IQs want to, but for once, put your IQ on the table and trust your instincts. Trust your gut. Let your heart take over a little bit. Be sincere when you talk to God and when you test the universe. Because what God looks at, it isn't how much money you make. It isn't how good you dress or how good you keep your house clean. What He looks at is your heart. That's it. What's the heart? Is the heart worthy of moving on to the next level? Is your heart worthy? So put the IQ on the table. I have a high IQ too. It's just, I've always had my relationship with God as well. And it's been a personal relationship. And He has never, ever let me down. And then the wild thing was when I learned to meditate, I knew I was at that point where I had reached total silence, which is, it's really profound experience. I recommend it. And but the thing is that I almost forgot where I was going with that. But where was I? Let's see. Oh yeah. So anyway, you have to put the intellect, just tell it that you're going to take over for a little bit, your soul and your heart. You're going to trust this. You're going to try it. You know why? Because you're willing to see if it's real. You're willing to because you want it to be. And you need to know it is. And then you need to jump on the wagon or jump on the bus or jump on a train, so to speak, because it is moving faster and faster. It's not like a basic bus, it's a train now. But, well, that's what I was going to say, because the train. I knew that I could go and see God because I astral traveled and stuff a lot. And so I decided one night that's what I was going to do. So I started my deep breathing, went into my meditation, and next thing I knew, I was falling into a train that was going, and I fell at the feet of the most beautiful being. She had her red robes on, a red hat that came up here. She had red hair, and she reeked of unconditional love. That was it, just unconditional love. And I looked up at her, and I took in all of her, and she was mighty, and yet so gentle. And she said, "Lori, would you hurt yourself just to meet me?" And I looked at her and I went, "Oh, no, not deliberately, no. I just knew I could. I just didn't know I'd meet a woman." So I got to meet the goddess, and she's very real, and her shoulders are broad, and she's nurturing and unconditional love, and does have concern, if we do something kind of goofy to meet her. And of course, I forgot all my questions. So I can't say that I got any great news or anything to tell you from that trip. But that unconditional love is, it's something that you have to experience. I've met other deities since then, and I see how it's utilized. We all have problems with unconditional love because we think that it means we have to put up with somebody. No. We love unconditionally. That's why namaste, I'm sure you've all heard it. What namaste means is, I recognize the soul in you and the soul in me, recognize the soul in you, and I honor that, and have a good day. It means that I respect where you're at and who you are, and I know you're a soul, but you're on a different life path than I am. And have a good day. And I'm going to go on my way. And doesn't mean you have to stay with somebody that's abusive. You just have to understand that their soul path is taking them way on a different way than you want to go. And it means allowing people to be people. Everyone has a different path. All paths, this is something you really need to understand. All paths lead to God. There is no one way to God. That's another lie. There are many, and we each are creating our own and our own experiences. And we've been through a lot, and we'll go through our past lives, and our future selves are already out there going away at it. And all paths lead to God and lead to heaven. So don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And embrace who you are. And if you are an abuser, you need to get your head straight. So 9 times out of 10, you're missing a trace mineral. So go to a chiropractor that does the hair follicle test and find out what you're missing in your diet and get it replaced and become a nice person. There you go. It's that easy. If you're with an abuser, you need to get your head out of your, wazoo, and realize that you're worthy of a better life, and you're enough. And there are ways to make it on your own, and there's a lot of help out there for battered women and children. On all my videos, you'll find all kinds of numbers for whatever kind of help you might need. And what else? I have a meditation on this channel that it's a basic one. It's for beginners. The biggest thing you need to realize with meditation is that it's breath. If you just focus on your breath, but you want to, if you're having problems with the thoughts going through your head, then add something else to focus on with the breathing. You're going to breathe deep, let it rise your stomach. You want the full lung thing, and then let it exhale. And then you can breathe through your right nostril for a while, and then your left one, to try to get yourself balanced up. There's different mudras from the Hindu and Chinese, actually, that you can utilize, to hold your hands and a candle to look at. I prefer to close my eyes and look at my third eye center, but I use candles too. Music, it needs to be something that is quiet and relaxing. But don't worry about the thoughts that come up. You'll recognize and acknowledge when you're stuck on one and say, well, I'm stuck on that one. And it'll go away. And another one will come up. And then you just say, oh, I'm stuck on that one. And it'll go away. Another one will come. It takes time and it takes practice. The most important thing is try to do it at the same time every morning and the same time every night if you can, with spirit. Because if you let God know that you're coming with the intention to be more of a connected vessel with God, and they'll be there. Your soul and God and the angels, everybody, rah, 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 they're all for it. And you don't have to feel alone that way either. I know a lot of light workers feel alone. I did. Because you can't explain to people the spiritual gifts you have, and you can't, I don't know, you feel isolated because you don't have many people to share your stories with. And so for all the light workers out there, my email is down below in the description. and more towards the bottom. And you're more than welcome to email me. Um, I've been doing spiritual work for Source for a long time, and so I'm here for you if you need anything. And the ones that are doing the tarot readings and the healings and all those wonderful things out there, thank you for holding the love for the planet. And the humans someday will thank you as well. So hang in there, and for everyone else, learn to meditate. And it's a personal quest. So make it personal between you and God, not you and the family, not you and the minister. That doesn't work. It's between you and God, or Goddess, or all that is, Source. So get busy seeking God deeply, and that's in here. You're going to find Him in your heart. So get used to being a spirit more than a human, because pretty soon our light bodies are going to start taking effect. We're going to raise in vibration, and we're going to look a little different. For each level we take on, we'll look lighter. And so don't get hung up on that right now. but do get hung up on a practice of meditation and a practice of getting to know God deeply. You won't regret it, I promise. So, and anybody else that needs any help, I do healings, and I have the gift of prayer. So if you need anything, please get a hold of me. My email's in the description box. I have a website. It's listed there, and you can find some things, but most of it's what I talk about on here. But you might find something that's interesting for you. I have a blog page, and then what else? Anyway, and if you're hurting at all, uh, know that there's an angel holding your hand, or they have their arms around you, and God's with you. Christ, Buddha, all the great masters, it doesn't matter which one. They all feel us, and they all watch over us. So you're not alone, ever. And keep up the good fight. Lori, signing out. Voice in the dark. Take care. Blessings and love.